Fox NFL Sundays. Terry Bradshaw is going to be featured with a Football Life premieres Friday, September 13th at 10 Eastern. And Terry joins us now. Terry, good morning. Thanks for joining us. How's the arm?
My arm?
Yeah.
My arm is, I'm looking at it. It looks pretty good, man. Not bad.
How far could you throw it right now?
Right now, one time, maybe 30 yards. Remember, I had to retire because I snapped the ulna, what do you call that ligament? Some ligament, the Tommy John surgery, whatever that ligament is. I snapped it and never had it fixed. That would have been the fourth Tommy John surgery. So I opted out of the Tommy John surgery, tried to rebuild the muscle around it, but doctor never said, oh, you can build a muscle around it and you'll be strong, but you'll have a lot of pain when you throw the football. So I regret not having the Tommy John surgery for sure.
Your favorite memory, though, the one that you'll tell your grandkids, is what?
Oh, man. Football memory?
Yeah.
Golly. I guess I would suppose it would be one memory would be the first Super Bowl IX. I've always said that's the most important Super Bowl in my life, and I think for the Steelers and the city. So it was Super Bowl IX. I would guess. I always look back, Dan, and I don't have a lot of really good memories. I wish I had played better so I would have more.
But there was something about you in big games, though, Terry. What was it about a big game that brought out your best?
I had been like that my entire life in everything that I had done. Whenever cornered, I'd always come out, swinging and playing well. In cards, the same way. In golf, 9 and 18, everybody knows I play my best at 9 and 18. My wife will tell them, hey, he wins 9 and 18. It's just, I don't know how he does it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the focus issue. Maybe I get a little more juiced up, a little more excited about it. It's just fun to be in those situations. It's scary. Listen, I'm not comfortable. But the results are, when you think about the results of playing well in big games, man, that's a rush. That's a great rush. But I think primarily it was my focus. I really dialed it up where nothing would bother me. I had the interceptions. I played poorly in the first half against Rams in Super Bowl 14, only to come back and hit 3 bombs. So it's my nature, I guess. It's not anything different. It's just for some reason I always played well. Not always, but most of the time played well in big games.
And some athletes are afraid of losing or the fear of losing, and that's a motive, right?
Sure, absolutely. You don't think I wasn't afraid of losing? I was petrified of losing, especially a Super Bowl. My greatest fear, Dan, and don't think I didn't think about this with the minute I walked out on the field, and maybe even during the game when things weren't quite going as well or were close, is God, I want to lose this. I don't want to lose this game. I did not want that mark on my career of being quarterback that had lost Super Bowls. I just could not tolerate that mentally, emotionally. Maybe that was my driving force, but to lose a Super Bowl was unfathomable to me. I don't know personally how I could have handled it. I know it would have had a horrible impact on me because I just could not bear the thought of losing that game.
Do you care where you're ranked with quarterbacks?
No. I mean, why should I care? I had my moment, and I did the best I could. I wish I'd have done better. I wish I'd have been better completion guy. I wish my interceptions to TDs were better. I'm 212 touchdowns, 210 interceptions. Doesn't, why should I be mentioned with the greats of the greats, especially when you start adding up the numbers that we're seeing in the last 15 years of the National Football League? It's kind of embarrassing, really. I've even made a comment that when Brady and Ben and Rivers and Brees for sure and all these guys come out, I don't know if they got enough room in the Hall of Fame for all of us that barely completed 50% and barely threw for 25,000 yards. That may put us in another room somewhere. It never, honestly, Dan, it never has bothered me because on the Fox show, obviously they pick on me constantly. And when I've had enough, I'll say, all right, enough. Reach in, let's get the rings out, let's throw them on the table. And mine will still be rolling when yours has stopped. And so that is my one comeback. Howie Long came in one morning. He goes, you know how your friends are?
Yeah.
Man, I can't believe this guy said this. And I told him, he is not dumb. He is this and that. And I'm like, okay, you don't really have to defend me on that. So Howie comes in one day. Howie's upset. I said, what's the matter, Bob? He says, did you read that article? No, what article? Of the top 50 quarterbacks in the NFL? I went, no, I don't read those kind of articles. I don't even know where you get that stuff. And he goes, you weren't even in the top 25. I started laughing.
Howie's ready to hit somebody.
Okay. Oh, I know. I said, Howie, it's okay. I don't care. I did my job. I did the best I could. I wish that we had won more. I wish, personally, my stats were impressive, but they weren't. It was kind of the nature of me and the nature of the way the game was played back in the 70s. And I don't regret it, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed. I go on, and I've had a good life. Listen, being as statistically dull as I was, I've had a good life. I've accomplished a lot of things outside of football that I'm extremely proud of. But everything I have today, everything, Dan, is because of football. It's because of what the Steelers have done for me. It meant to me, and what we accomplished. And so I'm proud of that. Could it be better? I wish that had been, but no. I live with it. I don't regret it, and I don't lose any sleep over it.
He's Terry Bradshaw. The 9th season of NFL Network's A Football Life features Terry tonight at 10 Eastern. You talk about playing for Chuck Noll wasn't fun. Was football supposed to be fun?
Well, you know me. I'm kind of a guy that likes to have fun.
Yeah.
I thought so. I play better when I'm having fun and I'm relaxed. And the professional football was not fun. It was a business. It was brutal. It was cruel, hateful. People, I found out how cruel people can be, and me being a guy that loves people, and I'm a pleaser. My wife will tell you, I'm all about making people happy. I'm at my expense. That's why I do self-deprecating. That's why I laugh at all the negative. I want to go to bed tonight feeling good about myself. The NFL was, the minute you win a Super Bowl, Dan, if God's blessed you and you're able to do that, you know what you're doing the next day, don't you? You're thinking about, I got to do it again next year.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it. And I understand when Luck retired, not having played in Super Bowls, but he got beat up, and emotionally he just got spent. And hopefully he'll recharge his batteries and get healthy and maybe change his mind. I doubt it, but maybe. And I think I wanted to retire after 8 years. I told my dad I just had enough. Dad, I just had enough. And I didn't have any money. I had a piece of land and a few cows, and I was making about the time. My goal was $50,000. So what do you think I was making? If I can make $50,000 a year,
yeah.
I saw Odell Beckham's watch, and it was $250,000 for a watch. I'm praying someone step on it and break it. I'm like, $250,000. He's wearing a watch. For 200, that would pay off. You know what that would pay off? What would that pay off, babe? Would that pay off most of our house, wouldn't it? We still owe quite a bit on our house. But we do. We keep moving our house. We had it over here on the hill. We moved it over another hill. That costs money. You know, when you move these trailer houses, you're spending some money. But that was my goal, was to get to $50,000, and so I told Dad, said, "Well, do you think you're going to be happy?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "What are you going to do?" And I said, "I'm on the farm. That's what I've always wanted to do. I'll go back and not farm." And then of course I added it up, and I owed Federal Land Bank $100,000 for some equipment. I owed $30,000 or $40,000 on 170 head of cattle I'd bought in South Louisiana, and I'm like, oh man. So I actually played for the wrong reasons. I've never said that before. That won't be in the show tonight, but and I wish I had gotten out earlier, because to go back and answer your question, it wasn't fun. It just wasn't fun for me. If I'd been cherished and idolized, like all those Elway and Marino, it may be different, but I didn't deserve to be. That wasn't going to happen. But yeah, I should have gotten out earlier. Actually, nobody knows this. I'll tell you, because you're my guy. I had done a pilot for NBC called The Stalkers. Albert Ruddy, who won an Oscar for The Godfather, he produced it. Johnny Carson Productions. Hal Needham, who was Burt Reynolds' guy and director, and all those great. That was our production and direction team in the network, and they had I had a contract for 3 years of The Stalkers with Mel Tillis, and for more money in 1 year than I was going to make in 4 years playing football. And since I was thinking about retiring, this all fell into place, and I was praying that it was picked up, but it wasn't. And if you saw it, and I hope you never do, but if you had seen it, you would say that your choice of playing back in the NFL, Terry, was a wise one, because it was so bad.
But that's the only reason you came back, was money.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't have any.
But and I know that you. I love your.
Shallow, I know. Yeah.
I know that you like to laugh at yourself, but there's sometimes some truth in every bit of kidding where you're talking about, hey, I'd like to be beloved, like Elway or like Marino. Why did you not feel like you were beloved? It feels like you're underestimating what you meant to.
Well, I think no. I think they love me. Pittsburgh loves me now. I think they loved. It's pretty powerful word. Anyway, I believe the identity of Pittsburgh was not Terry Bradshaw and Swan and Stallworth. It was Franco and the running game, and it was the Steel Curtain. That was our identity.
Okay.
And we copied that from Miami, because I recall a conversation with Chuck Noll, and he says, we're going to draft this running back out of Penn State, and we're going to run what they're doing in Miami. We're going to control the ball with defense and so on and so forth. And, well, I don't even know why he called asked to tell me this, but which was fine with me. And that's what we did. And we ran the same offense that Miami ran with Kick and Zonka, the exact same plays, because Chuck played for Shula. We ran the toss traps, the flips, the sweeps, the dives, the 34 C's, all of that stuff was the same that they ran in Miami, and we won 4 Super Bowls. Why I wasn't? Maybe I was. Maybe people did, but I was also the focal point of, if we didn't play well, obviously it's the quarterback, and rightfully so. That's the way it is. And I don't think I liked that. I didn't like that, and I didn't like the fact that I felt underappreciated, which I think a lot of athletes do. You feel unappreciated, and it makes it easy for you to say, "Hey, I'm out of here." Get somebody else in here. I'm not gonna lie to you. Leaving was easy for me, and people get mad at me because I don't come back. But there was nothing to go back to. What was I going back to?
Yeah.
I went to work. I had to make a living. I had to find out where my next paycheck was coming from. As Chuck says, always said, go get into your life's work. And I took that to heart. You're right. You shake hands to your present and watch it walk in behind you and becomes, your past, and you turn around and look forward to the present. And that's what you're forced to do when you're not making $30 million a year. You have to provide for your family, and I had to find out what excited me. What was I really going to do? And ranching and farming was what I loved. I wasn't going to be rich, but I never had money anyway. I never had fame, I had fame. I never had fortune as compared to fortune now. The most I made was $300,000 playing, but nobody really made a lot of money back then like it is now. So I moved on, and my defense mechanism is to never look back. If you look back, you can't move forward. And I never got anything out of looking in the past. I gained experience, I gained knowledge, and I applied them to the today and look to tomorrow. But I never could get anything from the past. Maybe there's too much hurt, maybe too much anger, and there's certainly a great deal of joy in the past for sure. But that's that. And I can't go forward if I'm still looking in the past. And so that was who I was. That's who I am today. And I say these things so people that think that don't understand me. There's a lot of people out there, Dan, that realize that's smart. That's smart. You gotta put your foot forward and not turn around. That's why I get upset. Come back for a reunion, and guys are. Sam Davis, God rest his soul, just passed away, and we've lost a lot of our Steelers players. And that does, I'm 71 now, so I'm like, ooh, how much time I got left here? So. Did I answer your question? I don't know where I'm going with this.
This felt like a therapy session. It feels like.
You know what? Hey, that's exactly right. That's what I was thinking. What am I doing telling you this all on national radio podcast?
I love you. I'm happy.
I gotta tell you, man, I do feel better.
Good.
Yeah.
That's going to cost you $300 there for the therapy session.
I send it gladly.
Good luck with the documentary, and tell the boys on the set I said hello. And
I will.
Congrats.
I will.
Thank you, Terry. That's Terry Bradshaw.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.